I have to play 200 hours of poker in 30 days or else I owe 5 of you guys $1,000. So far, I've played 139 hours of poker in 19 days, and I've won $19,700. With 11 days left, we're looking to keep the sun run going and maybe gain generational wealth. It's Saturday today, and maybe the first day of the whole challenge where I actually have plans outside of poker that I'm not going to skip on.
Happy birthday!
My whole family and extended family is going to the beach to watch my cousin play a show. The show was great, it was a super fun day, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's no days off. We hit them with the classic gypsy fade and head over to Lucky Lady to catch the end of their meetup game. I heard the games were flying and a bunch of my friends were over there, so we get to Lucky Lady around 10 o'clock, and right away we get into a 5-5 game for $1,000. I'm playing with all my friends that I play with here all the time, and we start things off with a stand-up game. I won this big pot with King 5 to finally sit down and also scoop a $2,500 pot, which is nice. And then I did something really dumb. I went all in blind against the straddle and double straddle. That's Matt and Alex, and they're always giving the action here at Lucky Lady, so I decided to give some back. But they both call. This is not good because I don't know what I have, but I could have aces. So yeah, Matt has a couple hundred, but Alex has 1,500. So this is not good. We run out 2 boards, and Alex shows ace jack for a straight on one, but just ace high on the other. We just need a pair on the other board. No, we don't get one. And that, my friends, is called an absolute donation. Alex, I hope you buy something nice for yourself. We topped up and battled back for a bit. We won a decent sized pot with queens all in pre-flop, and actually ended up winning despite the disaster of what just happened. We won $1,045 in 2 hours and 28 minutes. Made $1,000, which is sick, especially after we went all in blind and got, pretty much stacked. You heard it here first. I'm gonna stop doing stuff without looking at my cards. So, but overall, we're winning and the challenge is going good. So we'll grind it again tomorrow. Today marks the end of the 3rd week. It's day 21, and profit, we're up over 20K. Everything's been going our way. We're on pace to complete the challenge and make a bunch of money, which is sick. We are at Hustler. We're gonna go play some more poker. Let's go crush them. Let's go. We get off to a rocky start after we 4-bet bluff ace-jack offsuit and get jammed on. Obviously making the fold, but we make a little bit back with this hand with ace-jack on the button. The cutoff limps for $10. I raise to 50, and the small blind and cutoff call. The flop is ace-jack 6 with 2 diamonds. Beautiful. When it checks to me, I bet 100 and only the small blind calls. The turn is another 6, and I bet again for $250. Poker is really easy when you just have a good hand. He calls again. The river is a clean 3 of clubs. He checks. I jam for 600 and he calls. So it's just that easy. We win a nice $2,000 pot, and that was really the only significant hand that we played today. We got super tired and just couldn't play for much longer. After 2 hours and 20 minutes, we won $880, which is nice, but we do got to lock in next week if we want to hit our hour goal. It's Monday. It's our 22nd day in a row playing cards. 5:45, we're about to go play our 5-10 private game. Feeling energized, feeling excited, and ready to keep grinding. We have 9 days left, and we have to play 55 hours. The home stretch here, pretty much, the last week. And then after that, probably gonna take a fair amount of days off. Let's go get them tonight. Let's win some money at this game. We haven't won any money in this game during this challenge. So let's change that, all right? Come on. All right, you guys know the drill for tonight's game. I'm in for 2,500, and I'm preparing you now. There are some wild hands, per usual. The very first hand of the game, we bluff off 400. You just really can't teach that level of efficiency. And then we make a bad hero call, and we top up for another 1,500. Honestly, in this game, being up or down like 1,500 is breaking even, if you'd believe it. With all the side games, it plays quite big. In this next one, we have kings, though. We raise to 50 from early position, and now my friend Oliver to my left re-raises to 250. He gets back around to me, and I'm just going to be 4-betting here every single time. I make it 700, and he thinks about it for a moment before jamming all in. I call, and I think I'm starting to just become a one-time guy. He asks what I want to do. I ask what he wants to do. He says he doesn't care, so one time it is. The run out is clean, and we win a $6,000 pot. Hell yeah. Most of you guys know this side game, but it's called the bounty game. If you win 3 hands in a row, everyone pays you $100. And I've won 2 in a row. I'm on my 3rd hand. I peel pocket 4s in the big blind. My friend Pally opens up in late position to $60, and the button calls. There's a dead 500 in the middle for me if I win this hand, and I cover everyone in the hand for about 3K. I have a pair, and I think it's just good enough to send it in. And if we get called, hopefully it's just a flip. I ship my $3,000 stack in there and gets back around to Pally, and he says, well, I hope you're not coolering me, and calls. I ask him if he has a pair, and he says yes. We are in rough shape, but we're still running at 1 time. Can we find the 4? We can't suck out on this one, and we lose 3K to pocket 9s. I love the bounty game. We add another $1,000 and get right back into another pot with ace queen. I raise to 75 and Oliver re-raises to 300. It folds back around to me, and Oliver is certainly an aggressive player. He can raise a lot. And to be honest, I've been running quite good against him tonight, so I think he might be sick of it. It's blind versus blind as well, and he's playing about 100 big blinds effectively with the straddle. So I decide to just shove it in his face, covering him for 2,500, and we don't get snapped, which is good. It means that we're probably flipping at worst. But he does eventually stick in the call. And I tell him what I have. He says that I'm ahead, and another pre-flop all in, running at 1 time. Let's go.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, that's what I was hoping. That's good. Perfect. Thanks.
Not really sure what he had on that one, but we're scooping in a nice pot with ace queen. Kind of just some high variance pre-flop all-ins during this game. All right, in the next one, we have the beautiful 8-7 suited in the big blind. Pally in late position raises to 60. The small blind calls, and I could call or raise here, but I choose to get aggressive this time and make it 300. Pally now comes in for another raise to 860. It's back on me, and this hand just becomes a better call than some of the higher suited Broadway type hands, due to the fact that it's rarely being dominated. I'm gonna stick around and see what happens. I call, and the flop gives us life. It's ace-10-4 with 2 diamonds. We flop a flush draw. I check, and I would expect him to bet a lot here, and that's what he does. He bets for a small size of 350. Now, this board is interesting because all the hands that he's gonna 4-bet either love or hate this board. Hands like kings, queens, and jacks are going to be put in hell if we raise here. Obviously, he can just have ace-king or aces, but we don't, whatever. But worst comes to worst, we just get it in against top pair with 9 outs to make a flush. So I decide to start putting pressure on those type of hands that would really, really hate to see more money going in. I put in a small raise of 800, and obviously, if he goes all in, we're just going to have to call it off. But Pally starts thinking, and of course, I would rather him just fold now, but it's not really how the world works. He jams for 2,200. And I call. He says that he wants to run it twice, so that's fine. We have 4 chances to make a flush. Come on. Well, we're getting on a one-way flight to Brick City, and we lose to pocket kings, which honestly shocked me that he just decided to go with kings there. All I would need is top pair, and I'd be a millionaire. The stack's been swinging, but we need to stay locked in. I really wish somebody told me that before this next one, because this might be one of the bigger punts I've made in a while. Danny to my right has the bounty alert. That's always how these hands start, isn't it? And we peel pocket 7s and limp in for 20. The plan is to re-shove aggressively against Danny because he's so incentivized to win this hand. But now the player to my left raises to 150. He certainly isn't a tight player. In fact, the opposite. Last hand, he open raised 100 with 4 deuce off just for shits. Anyway, it gets to Danny, and he calls the 150. Now, Danny likely has every single hand in his range here. In game, I didn't really want to call, and I thought, how bad could a jam possibly be? I think that both players in this hand are going to be ridiculously wide, so I just dunk it in for 3K. Obviously, you can probably tell where this is going due to how I started the hand, but the guy to my left calls. That's not good. Danny folds, and we're up against pocket jacks. We're running it once. Maybe we can turn things around. Well, we can't improve, and I do think that was probably a bit of a punt. Hey, maybe that's why I keep getting invited back to this game. I rebuy for another $3,000, and I'm now into the game for a clean $10,000. Not where I want to be, but we got a battle. The very next hand dealt, we're in the mix. The $40 straddle's on, and we peel ace-king. Pally raises to 200, and I re-raise to 700 from the big blind. We gotta get unstuck somehow. I've already given Pally too much money tonight, but he apparently wants more because he shoves all in covering me, and I'm certainly not folding. I say a prayer and call. He wants to run it twice again, so I oblige, and we are racing against pocket queens.
You have a pair?
No. This right here, I'd have,
Give him an ace, give him a king.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to call it here and book one of the biggest losses of my career of $10,000. We got smoked for 10K. It's a bigger game. It's high variance. I don't know. We didn't necessarily run insanely bad, you know? I think we just played aggressive with the bounty game, which I think both the spots are fine, like with 4s and 7s. The 7s one is interesting. I want to talk to some people about that. The bounty games like make this play like a 25-50 almost, and losing 10K in like a 25-50 is whatever. Played for 5 hours and 33 minutes and lost 10K. Overall, thought I played well, just unfortunate. Things didn't quite go our way, and we ran into it a couple times. Back on the grind tomorrow. This is what I love about this challenge is we don't have any excuse to not play poker. We have to keep going. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go to sleep. Going to sleep early tonight, dude. All right, so once again, I'm a dumbass and didn't plug in my microphone. So this part has no audio, but I'm keeping it in here for the sake of the transparency of the challenge. So let's go play some cards. All right, we're looking to bounce back from yesterday's catastrophe. We have another fun game tonight. It's 5-5, 2K max, and that's what we're in for. The first hand of note, we have 6-5 offsuit. Probably not what you were expecting, but there's a raise to 35, the button calls, and I should probably just fold, but you can't win money from folding. So I call. The flop comes king 8-8. We flop a shitty backdoor straight draw. I start with a check, and the flop checks around. The turn is a 7 of clubs. We actually turn some equity, but I check again, and now the button bets 120. Now this probably should just be a fold, but I've seen this guy stab incredibly wide, and he typically bets his value when he has it. So the fact that he checked the flop and now bets the turn, I think means that we can get him to fold by being aggressive here. Being out of position in the straddle, I should have a lot of 8x that can be played this way. So I raise to 400. It's back on the button, but he doesn't shy away quite yet. He calls. We're gonna have to do some more work here. I've also seen him call large amounts with like mediocre draws, so I'm likely gonna pull the trigger on the river, and I'm quite confident it's gonna get through. The river comes another 8, which is pretty bad. Now, if he ever has a king, he's never gonna fold. But my read on the situation is that he's just gonna have loads of brick draws here. So I don't think I need to go all in to get those to fold. I think I can choose a smaller size and save myself a little bit of money for when he actually has it. So I bet 500. He goes into the tank, and the fact that we don't get snap called means that he has air or quads and is just gonna jam. I'm just praying that he finds a fold here. But of course, he shoves it in my face. And I make a hero fold with my 6 high. And let me tell you, I just got absolutely owned because he wails over Jack 10 offsuit. Gotta give some respect to the guy. And I'm questioning my entire existence as I grab more chips. All right. The next hand is against the same guy. He limps for 20 in the hijack, and I raise to 120 with king queen from the small blind. He's the only caller, and the flop comes quite good. It's queen, queen, 7 rainbow. I start with a small bet of $60, and he calls. Turn is an 8, and I decide to get a little sneaky here and check. I'm hoping that this hand plays out exactly like the last one, where we can check raise him on the turn, but this time we actually have it. Starts looking good when he bets out for 200. Because I know he probably is going to overcall against my check raises, I'm just going to check raise here and jam the river. I make it 600, and he calls. The river is an ace, and I'm really not going to overcomplicate it here. I just jam for 1300, but he snap calls me. Okay. I turn over my cards, but they are no good because he has ace queen. We were drawing dead all along. That one stings. We're 0-2 against this guy, and we rebuy for another $3,000. The last 2 days of poker have not been great for us. Our stack has been stagnant for a little while here, and this game is playing big with all the side games and straddles. We're in for a total of 7,800, and then we play this hand. We lose the previous Nick game and have to pay $400 for a splash pot in the next hand. That means there's $400 of dead money in the middle. I'm in the $20 straddle, and Justin to my left puts on the $40 straddle. It folds to the big blind, who calls the 40, and now I look down at ace jack. With $400 in dead money, this is gonna play similarly to like the bounty game. I think we will have some hands that are gonna wanna raise big, and then there's also gonna be a bunch that just wanna benefit from equity denial and go all in. And I think ace jack falls into the category of going all in. So I rip my $3,700 stack in the middle, and Justin thinks for a couple seconds, but calls, and he covers me. This could be a bad situation. The other guy folds, and we decide to run it twice. I tell him what I have, and he says that I'm way ahead, so I likely have him dominated. The first board comes queen, queen, queen. We're looking pretty good. The turn comes a 7, and he says that's me, and rolls over ace 7 of hearts. Good lord. The river's a brick and we lose the first board. But surely we won't lose both boards, right? Until there's a 7 in the window. Oh my god. The board runs out all low and we just lose. this $8,000 pot as a massive favorite. That one is pretty frustrating. I decide that that's going to end my night, and we book yet another massive loss.
Yeah, unfortunate. Pretty bad run tonight. We lost 7,800 in 4.5 hours or so. So not only did we lose almost 8K again, back-to-back nights, we didn't even play that long. I don't want to fire more than that in this game, so we're gonna just kind of reset, get back at it tomorrow. Pretty unfortunate for us tonight. We couldn't really get anything going. We have proceeded to lose 15K in the last 2 days. We got to finish out the challenge. I knew like there would be some swings in this challenge, and fortunately so far we've been running very well. And this is kind of when it gets tough to like keep grinding and grinding, right? I guess we get more sleep tonight. I guess that's a plus.
It's Wednesday. I just woke up. We have evaporated almost all the profit that we've made in the first 21 days, in the last 2 days. So yeah, not the best. Yeah, we're about to go to the Hustler, and the goal today is to play from noon to 7. I want to get hours in, right? That's one of the worst parts about the first 2 days of this week. Not only did we lose 15K or 16K or whatever, but we only played like 4 hours each time. So, not good for our bankroll, not good for our hours. This will be day 24. So we have 7 days left. We just got to grind. We have no excuse, to be honest. So, let's go. All right, we're back at Hustler to get our grind on because we've had 2 rough sessions to start the week, and we're getting short on our hour goal. We played 5-5 for 50 minutes and won $300 and then moved over to 5-5-10. The very first hand we get dealt, we have ace-9 of hearts and raised to $30. The middle blind and straddle call, and the flop comes queen-8-5 with 2 hearts. Checks to me, I bet $55. Now the straddle raises to $155, and with the nut flush draw, of course, we call. The turn is a Binkarooski 6 of hearts, and he goes for a small bet of 150. I think we can raise or call here, but given we're in position, we still want to have some nuts when we just call, so that's what I do. The river is another heart, which is pretty unfortunate. If he happened to have a lower flush or a set or something, we're definitely not going to get paid nearly as much as we would have. Sure enough, he checks, and I just go for a medium-ish sized bet and put out 400. Just looking to get a crying call from any heart, to be honest. Fortunately for us, that's exactly what happens. He calls, and we're going to win a $1,500 pot. That was really the only interesting hand of this session. We proceeded to play for another 4 hours or so, and then the game just got dead and we had to leave for a dinner. Didn't play any other super interesting pots, and we booked a small profit of $285. Just threw that last episode in there because the final episode is going to be coming out soon, and we really do have to grind. We got absolutely bent over these last couple of days, and we really do have to grind the last week or so of this challenge. Okay, so with 6 days left, we have played 159 hours and won $6,952. That's an hourly of $43. The last couple of days really impacted our results, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna try not to let the variance of those big spots get to me. I knew there's gonna be some challenges, and yeah, we're facing them right now. We still have another 6 days to grind out, so let's keep a level head and end strong. That's going to be in the last part, and I will see you guys in the final episode.